Hey, everybody, it's Will Stuyvesant with CEO Energy. I just wanted to thank all of you guys for being on the call today. We find everybody that's on these weekly training calls or even on our discussion calls at night between Nathan Matlich and I, that you guys are having success. You're staying plugged in. You're getting new accounts. You're bringing new people on that are getting accounts. So I just wanted to thank all of you on behalf of myself and CEO for being on this call today. As always, we like to start everything out with a few announcements. One, if you aren't aware of it, right now we have online portals where we can submit accounts through Direct Energy with electricity and natural gas residentially. They pay upfront commissions. Now, if you submit an account today, you are going to have a check on the next month's CEO's commission check. So we've had a lot of success in CEO with people getting bills, easy portal entry. It takes about 5 minutes start to finish, maybe a little bit more. I've been able to do it in 5 minutes. If you're not twice as bad as me, then you might be able to do it in 10. So still doesn't take very long, very easy to use. Just to keep in mind, and Nathan and I wanted to keep bringing this up every week, every Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm sorry, you might have to figure it out depending on what state you're at, Nathan does a discussion call with his team that everybody's welcome to. And then every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, I do one with my team. Same phone number. It's not as formal as our corporate calls. It's more of a discussion call. Just wanted to welcome you guys. If you guys want more training than what you're currently using, keep in mind that, we have different geographic regions throughout the country that have different needs, but just something you guys can stay plugged into if you choose to. In addition to that, like I say, every single week, and what I think about every single day is why would somebody get involved with CEO? And the first thing that always comes to my mind is there's absolutely no investment to get involved. And the fact that we offer a residual income that comes from services that people are unconsciously purchasing, which essentially makes us recession-proof. In addition to that, we help people who are unknowingly and unnecessarily paying way too much for their utility costs, and we have no cap on our promotions, no cap on income. We have no boss. That's my most favorite part of CEO. The only limiting factor that we have as far as making money in CEO is us, we as individuals. We can go out and recruit as many agents as we want. We can go out and get as many customers as we want. We can go out and get as many agents that want to get as many customers as they want to get. So really it's up to you on how much money you want to make. If you're not making all you want to make here, you just got to do more. In addition to that, we get paid 39 different ways. That helps with our promotions. It helps us make that money. It helps us bring people in to help them make money. And a scenario that I like to cover for those of you that don't know, I had a financial planning background, and I've always been a student of finance. But, to make an extra $500 a month here really isn't that difficult to do, especially if you're a senior consultant, which is the first promotion we have in the company. But to make an extra $500 a month, if you had it invested without really much risk, let's just say a 5% rate of return, you have to have $1.2 million, or $120,000 saved at $500 a month, and it's $1.2 million for $5,000 a month. Most people right now don't have $120,000 saved. You could do that in a matter of a month or two, or maybe 3, depending on how hard you work with CEO. Make $500 a month in residual income. In addition to that, we like to, if you're brand new, we have a basic training in the back office. It's a blue button right above the leaderboard. And we also recommend that you get your first 5 customers right away, one of which can be your own, the other 4, your closest friends and family. The reason why we recommend that is that you're going to get a check if you use the Direct Energy portals next month. 2, you're going to get some experience. 3, you're going to earn points towards your senior consultant promotion. And 4, you might think of somebody else you know that would also like to make extra income just like you are in CEO. And one of my favorite parts of these announcements is going over the leaderboard. Now, the leaderboard guy in the back office shows you everybody that's producing in the company, and the ones that are producing in the company are the ones that are getting checked. So with our natural gas leaderboard, we have number 10, Michael File, number 9, Buzz H., number 8, John Bernard, number 7, Lance Lumpson, Lumsden. Number 6, Will Stiverson. Number 5, Lisa Cornell. Number 4, Robert S. Number 3, Holly Hawkins. Number 2, Diana Bernard. And number 1, Bob Zabik. On our electricity leaderboard, we have number 9, Heidi M. Number 8, Annie Serpa. Number 7, Lioness. Number 6, Megla C. Number 5, Terry Palmer. Number 4, Stephen B. Number 3, Ed Sullivan. Number 2, Mary Maher. And number 1, Jill Cudwa. On our telecom leaderboard, we have tied for number 2, Nathan Matlich and Poshan Felix. And number 1, we have the GTG group. And on our team edition boards, we have tied for number 2, Will Stiverson, Mary Sarah, Shaptai Cohen, Stephen B., and number 1, Sam Callan. So congratulations to all of you that are on the leaderboard. You guys are doing a great job. We just got to fill it up. If you want to figure out how to make some extra money, try to get on that leaderboard and get an extra check in your pocket. Sorry I'm fast-paced today, guys, but I'm so dang excited about what we have to talk about today. And I have Matt Hirschenberger, our Director of Growth and Development, that's going to announce what we're talking about today. And, Matt, if you're on the call, go ahead and hit *6.
Hey, Will, I'm right here.
Hey, buddy. Before you make this huge announcement, I want to cover just real quick steps to getting to senior consultant, because I think you would agree, Matt, that there's no better time than now, even now, to get to senior consultant. And really, guys, it's real simple. Go for your 5 for 50s, recruit a few folks, help them get their 5 for 50s, use your national or regional director to help you recruit those folks and train them to get their 5 for 50s. You'll get your 50 points out of the way in no time. So with that, I mean, if you have any more detailed questions, you guys can always get a hold of me or get a hold of Nathan, and we can answer how to get there. But 50 points, get to senior. So as some of you might know, we have been using the Direct Energy residential portals. And we have had the ability to go out. If we personally write a sale in natural gas or electricity, we get a $10 check. If one of our direct line consultants gets it, we get a $350 check. And then if you're a senior, regional, or national, it's $2.50 per promotional level in additional income. And Matt, our Director of Growth and Development, has an announcement that it might be just getting a little bit better. I'm being a little facetious. So, Matt, can you kind of explain the new changes and promos that are going on with Direct Energy right now?
Yeah, absolutely, Will. And first of all, Will, thanks for having me on your call. You and Nathan, you guys do such a great job at offering these calls, and I'm not sure if we all understand how great that is, that you guys are offering the support system, and also appreciate everybody who had some time to go ahead and dial in here today at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time. As you said, Will, CEO has developed some real positive relationships with some great suppliers, and one of those relationships is with, of course, Direct Energy. And so they'll be sort of the focus of what I think, as far as when you were mentioning a huge compensation announcement, this is something that literally Direct Energy and CEO are sort of hitting the gasoline, putting gasoline to hit this business into 2016 like you wouldn't believe. So, so with that, here we go. One of the challenges that, one of the great things actually that we've always had with CEO is the fact that Fred Krug and Tom Maher made it possible. We can come to join CEO Energy. There's no fee that you have to pay at all. And that's been one of the blessings, I think, that has attracted all of us. And along with that, sometimes, one of the challenges, like you mentioned, is we've never really had a chance to go out there and have that upfront money. We've never had fees to join and things. And so it's like, we're real patient on getting that residual income portion. And Direct Energy's recently made it possible where we get the best of both worlds, where, we have a chance to go in and get that upfront money. And so when I did listen to you and Nathan all the time talk about the importance of gathering customer points to become senior, regional, and maybe one day become national. And you guys couldn't be more right when it comes to this business. So with that, effective immediately right now, and this goes through the end of August. And I want to say this because with this promotion with Direct Energy, this thing has a chance to be permanent. And that's what I want to emphasize, that we have a chance to make this thing permanent if we do a good job with it and you like it. And it sort of has three parts to it. So I sort of want to go through these three parts. The first part you sort of mentioned, what everybody's used to right now, and we're going to talk residential gas and residential electricity. Through those portals, Direct Energy has made it possible that we can pay that. That person goes out and gathers a customer. They're going to get paid $10, and on level one, you're going to get paid $3.50. And for those people who are seniors, you're going to get paid $2.50, and regionals another $2.50, and nationals even another $2.50. And that's for every customer. That's for both gas and electric for residential. So the first part of this is for those people that are a senior consultant, we call it like a leadership position. Direct Energy and CEO have a doubler promotion. So what this means, Will, is every time if you hit the required points to double your income, they are going to double these upfront payments for you as well in your senior code, your regional code, and your national code. So those, for example, those $2.50 senior bonuses now can become $5 every time a customer. So that means you're overriding basically 50% of the person who went out and sold the account. As a regional, those $2.50, when you add up the $2.50 from the senior, the $2.50 from the regional, those now become up to $10 per customer. So that's overriding at 100%. A good example on this promotion would be, if you were a regional and you had 10 agents go out and get 10 customers, and you doubled, okay? If you had, 10 agents and they all went out and got 10 customers each, that, believe it or not, you multiply that out times, that'd be 100 customers. Well, it didn't matter if you gathered one of those customers as a regional director, you're going to override that. That'd be a payment of $1,000 that you'd get paid next month just for helping a group of 10 go out there and gather 10 customers. So that's obviously pretty exciting to be able to do it, and you guys are pretty creative with your math. So if you wanted to imagine, I said you had a group of 10. What if you had a group of 100 people that went out and got 10 customers? You guys would probably like the math on that one. And guys, and some of you guys have built teams before, and you realize that having a team of 100, out there in this United States, we got quite a few states that Direct Energy is in for these portals. It's not what they call mission impossible. And this is the type of income. Not only is it up front, we're talking about serious income that people can run into here. And that's that's part one. What's interesting, that's part one of this promotion. So and I'm trying to do the best I can to explain it without having a visual. And we're going to probably have in the next day or two an email that goes out to everybody that might include a little easier way to explain it. It's how it works, but I'm going to do the best I can with no visual. So, Will, that's part one of this promotion. So you're getting a chance to double all those payments, those upfront payments on the leadership bonuses. So obviously, if you're not senior, you're not regional, you're not national, let's go ahead and gather those points so you get there. Part two of the promotion. Direct Energy also has a way for us to sign up commercial electric and gas customers. On the commercial electric side, we now have the opportunity to include a chart that's the same as the residential side, but the funny thing is we're still going to include the same exact residual. So this is an extra ways of being paid. Will always brags about how many ways we get paid, the CEO. Well, you're going to have to get your calculator back out, Will, because we're adding more. So when you get out there now and you gather a commercial electric customer through the Direct Energy portal, not only do you have a chance to get that residual income that you've always enjoyed before and actually double that residual income through the same method that you're trying to do. You add up the number of points, you're going to get a chance now to have that chart that you use for the electric and gas, the upfronts, the $10, the $3.50, and the $2.50, the $2.50, the $2.50. You're going to be able to go ahead and double those as well. So if you're a producing agent and you're getting customers coming in, you're having gas come in, residential gas come in, or electric coming in on the residential, and now all of a sudden you got some commercial electrics coming in. Well, those upfronts are going to now apply for the commercial electric, and the difference on the commercial side is you get to still tap into that great residual income that a lot of us run into when we build this business. You're going to be able to go ahead and do that. So that's part two. So that's a whole nother chart that we've never been paid on before, commercial electric, because we're going to be getting an upfront chart right along with the same great residual plan that you've always had before. And, of course, there's part three. I mentioned there's three parts to this. Part three is an interesting part. It has to do with Direct Energy's relationship with a company called Nest Thermostats. And Nest is a smart thermostat which enables a house to actually lower the cost of energy for the entire bill. And we're going to have more to talk about this. We have a few agents that are going to actually be attending a Nest training tomorrow, and they'll be able to sort of talk about that with your teams, and maybe even on a call coming soon, very soon. But just real quickly, let me explain to you how the Nest compensation would work. If you happen to be in a state that offers Direct Energy, and you go up and sign up a customer, and they choose to become a Nest customer along with it, we have a program that we can offer this Nest thermostat free of charge. Normally, if someone wanted to go buy one of these, it's $250 for them to go to the store and buy one. But Direct Energy's got a relationship with them that makes it possible that we can offer that at no cost up front to the customer. There will be an additional $5 up front for the person who signs it up, $2.50 for level one, another $1.50 for senior, $1.50 for regional, $1.50 for national. And Will, you're going to have to add to your ways of being paid by CEO, because here's a whole other list that you never had before. And real quick, someone might say, why would I want to consider a Nest program? Some of you guys might live in areas where that local utility is real competitive, or for whatever reason, or they just, maybe electric's not available and they want to learn how to save money on their electric still. This is a program that may be able to help in those areas. So we'll get more into it. I don't think that today's call will get into the depth of how it works, but just know, I could tell you just a simple thing. If you're in a dual power state and, you went up and signed up, 4 customers, and, you signed them up on gas, electric, and then you include the Nest thermostat, that's 10, that's 20, that's $5. The sign-up agent literally goes out and gets 4 customers, and next month they got a paycheck for $100 coming to their mailbox. And, guys, this has never been possible before with CEO Energy, and they're doing this at no expense out of their pocket. They're not signing up for any fees with CEO. They're having the opportunity to go out there and help customers in ways that they've never been able to do it before. So this could be a very exciting feature that we can add to the entire compensation plan. And for certain, it's not necessary. We got plenty of places that, we got some great opportunities, even, with or without that. So that's going to be up to you as an agent. So that's the third part. So those are 3 new ways, sort of 3-tiered announcement stage there. And one of the ways you were sort of used to, Will, which is that chart that existed, but now you got a chance to go double it. Part 2, brand new chart you've never seen before, and you get a chance to double that. Part 3, brand new chart you've never seen before, and you get a chance, by the way, to double that. So those $1.50s that you're talking about in the Nest thermostat, if you're a regional, or a senior, those $1.50s can become $3 real fast. All you got to do is hit the required points and to double. And I'm sure a lot of you guys know that, for a senior, all you need is 12 points during that month, and you're going to double the next month's paycheck. You know that as a regional, it's 12 or 24 points, and you get a chance to double the next month's paycheck. And as a national, 48 points, for that month. So these are very doable, and I'm excited for CEO in the next several months to be handing out some of the largest paychecks for some people. And I got to tell you that some of these people will probably be some of the newest people that get involved with CEO. So, Will, that's what I was real excited to talk to you about.
Well, Matt, first off, that's excellent. And guys, you guys need to know this. Matt works tirelessly to constantly find out ways to improve our systems, our rates, and how we get paid in this company. So I really want to thank you, Matt, on behalf of, myself, my team, and the company, for constantly working on all of these different things to help improve it. And you've just given out a lot of information on this new comp. What do you think an agent needs to do today to take advantage of it?
Well, I can certainly say what they need to do today is the same thing that you guys, I feel, have been talking about for a long time. First thing that I'd try to do is promote myself if I wasn't promoted. And if I wasn't a senior, I'd want to become a senior consultant. And I'd find out if you don't know how to do it, then I'd get with your leader and I'd find out how to do it. Number two, if I was a senior consultant, I'd want to be a regional director. If I was a regional director, I'd want to be a national director. Because we're talking about this business now. A lot of times when someone was to go out and say, I've talked to a bunch of agents before, and they said, well, I'm just going to go after salespeople, or I'm just going to go after this, or I'm just going to go after that. Well, I can tell you that this business right now, it's for everybody. And I mean everybody, because if you think about it, well, who knows someone who, I joke about this, and people say, well, what do you do? Well, every time someone turns on the lights or turns on the heat, I get paid. I've never heard anybody say, well, that's a terrible idea. I'd never want to do that. I've never heard anybody say that. They might say, well, how's that work? And you can go into it, and we've got several ways to talk about this, but I can't imagine anyone that, as far as going out there and earning some extra income, you guys have the best thing on this planet. And so now that we have this ability to tap into upfront, and by the way, Will, here's a prediction, and I think you're starting to see this, but here's a prediction I'm going to make. Those people who go out there and build a team, guess who's going to run into the most large commercial accounts than anyone that tries to go out and just do it on their own? And it's not because of any magical potion. It's the law of large numbers. You're going to run into people who have relationships with large businesses who you can go out and service and get paid monster residual income just by going through this simple formula. If you got a team of 10, you know what? You got a 10 times better chance at running into a large commercial, running into a telecom account. If you got a team of 25, you got a 25 times better chance to run into that. You got a team of 100, you got 100 times more chance. And how many of us would love to go ahead and we got great stories. We hear them all the time. Someone coming, hey, guess what? So-and-so's brother-in-law does this, and we get to bid out their account. And that's kind of how that large commercial stuff usually happens. It's relationship. So now we got this ability to literally tap this into it. And what's great about this, Will, is the person who I might not really know anybody, that I'm a terrible salesperson. I don't know anybody, but you know what I can do? I can go and get my mom, my dad, my brother, sister, aunt, uncle, friends, and promote myself and I can get paid upfront money. But guess what? I become a senior consultant, a regional director, 2, 3, 4 levels down. I don't know, maybe someone who's the CEO, of a New York Stock Exchange company. And guys, this happened to me before. When I was building business with Excel Communication, on I believe it was my 8th level, a gentleman came aboard who was the CFO for a New York Stock Exchange company. And he was interested in getting started. I remember he wanted to sit down and talk to us, but I didn't know him. Matter of fact, 7 levels of people didn't know him. you guys have that chance now with an unlimited compensation plan to go out there, build a large team, get rewarded for it up front, and maybe run into those large commercial accounts. So, Will, I hope I answered that question, but that's exactly what I'd be thinking.
Well, I think you even covered, the third question, which is what are the results, that would come from this, and larger checks, larger commercial comes from this. And, for those, I just want to add to what you've said, Matt. For those of you that aren't aware, I'm very active in the Chamber of Commerce in my community, and this isn't about me, but I just want to say that most of the people that I know that own businesses, storefront, I have friends that have multi-million-dollar organizations. They have huge overhead, no chance for residual income, really no control of their time. And they are technically kind of capped on how much income they have because it's them that are primarily running it, and they can't. It's just there's a lot of barriers to how fast they can grow. I mean, really, when it comes down to it. I mean, you guys realize that you have the ability to get to a national director contract, which is, I like to call it a license to print money if you get to national. I mean, regional is pretty good. Senior, you're going to make some good part-time income. But what a great way. I mean, Matt's talking about getting 10 agents that get 10 accounts in just one time, not over and over and over again. You make $1,000. Do you know that personally it would take me months and months and months to find a 10,000 MCF account or a 800,000 or a 8 million kilowatt hour deal that I could close because of all the barriers to entry on a large commercial account? There wasn't enough hours in the day for me to rack up 10,000 MCF or whatever. I personally had to do it, but with just helping 10 people out as a regional, you make $1,000 next month if they get 10 houses. I mean, that's just mind-boggling to me that I need to even be personally wider than I already am. And it's not hard, guys, finding people that need to make extra money. Most of the country's broke. Most of the country's looking for extra jobs or joining multi-level marketing companies or trying to increase their hours at work to make more money. What better way than to get paid when somebody turns on their lights or heat? Is there anything more you want to add to that, Matt?
No, well, you did a great job, and I got to say, you and Nathan, for those of you guys who are considering really branching out and wanting to make a difference, and everybody's got their own reason why they'd want to do something like this. I would just highly recommend that you guys just go ahead and jump onto these calls, jump onto a team call from a leader in your group, whether it's it's Will or Nathan or become that leader. A lot of times, a lot of folks will say, well, I wish we could do this, I wish we could do that. I got to tell you, when I was building a team, I just did it. What I mean is you become that system. You become, if you say, I wish CEO would do this, well, guess what? Go out and do it. Like if you want to present something this way, if you want to do it, and I got to tell you, it's great because what produces massive action, and we're talking about things that are within reason, we're not talking about crazy stuff here. We're just talking about this is your own business. You get all the tax advantages of your own business. So you can go out literally and build this thing, get creative, and really make a difference and build momentum. I mean, I've always said this to people, Will, that, and I mean it, this is going to happen with or without you. Meaning that CEO is going to grow, and it is, thousands of customers are going to come aboard. And it's just a matter of, do you want to be, one of the people that are involved in it? And that's up to you. I would, respectfully say that. That's totally up to you. Thousands of customers are coming aboard, with or without you. I would just rather it be with you. And I'm just excited about the potential of where we're going with this.
Matt, I greatly appreciate that. I know that you have a background in this. Nate and I are consistently trying to improve ourselves, and all of these wonderful promos and compensation is great. It's a vehicle to jump in, but if you don't know how to drive it, right, then it's tough. And that's where leaning on your leaders to help you grow your business is huge. And while you're learning this deal, you don't have to come in here and be a CEO superstar and have to know all these different details and know all these things to recruit people. Use your regional and national directors to help you. I mean, we're here as a team to help you guys. And, really, if you want more out of life, you've got to be more. You can't continue and, you can't just join CEO and think, well, God, I'm going to make $10,000 a month or someday or whatever and not change. You got to do some things to grow more. And a quote that I heard recently I just absolutely love is that you don't chase success. You have to attract success by the person you become. This is do a little bit and if get a little bit done here and there. Get your 5 for 50. Your first 5 customers in. Try to introduce a few people that to your regional or national director and let them help get that 5 for 50, and you can experience what an overriding income really is. I mean, Matt talks about this all the time with us guys, and I got to tell you, I talk to Matt almost every single day. And if you're really serious about building this, I would recommend that you find your coach, whoever that coach is, leader in your organization, and listen to what they have to say. Ask them questions. Use them to get in front of people. Help them recruit you. Nathan knows how to close things in his area where most of his organizations are. I definitely, when it comes to Michigan, man, there isn't anything that anybody could throw at me in regards to Consumers Energy or DTE that I couldn't handle. And I feel kind of strong in Ohio and Illinois too. So just use your leaders, guys. I mean, this is huge. This literally, for somebody at my level or Nathan's level, if we went out and got after it with our teams or even brought in a whole new organization of what we already have the potential in a matter of a month or two make $10,000 a month. At a regional or national level, I mean, it just depends on how much you want to go after it. And that's not getting huge commercial accounts. That's just in a residential market. Now, some of you on the phone, I mean, there's some people on this phone right now that I know are getting $200,000, $500,000, $1,000 a month checks, and that's great. Let's take it to the next level. This direct energy promotion can do that. Another $2,000-$3,000. What Matt has just introduced over a period of time, I look at a 7-figure-a-year income opportunity. It's possible for those that want to get after it, change themselves, work at improving themselves to develop the skills that people want to follow. It's all up to you guys. So it's about 1:30, guys. Is there any questions that anybody might have for Matt in regards to this promotion? And if that's the case, go ahead and hit *6.
This is Marty Becklenburg in Chicago.
Hey, Marty.
Thanks for a great call, Matt. Thanks for all the work that you do for us. I have 2 questions. One is these materials in printed form that I can take a look at later instead of trying to remember everything?
Yeah, it's a good question. Matter of fact, we're working on an email that's going to go out to you. That's going to, instead of having to remember everything or write it all down when we're talking, it's definitely going to go out, and we're doing some work on the back office that will take a little bit to be materialized, but we got some great people working on it. But what we're going to do with this is get it to you in an email form. You know how you receive the emails about the announcements? You're going to get this promotion with some nice detail in it emailed right to you. So we expect to get that to you in the next couple of days, Marty.
Good. And one other question on the relationship with Nest. Is this available to commercial accounts as well as residential?
Right now, great question. Right now, I believe it's in the residential market. However, there's possible solutions to stuff like this in commercial. I just don't want to. I'm not privy to. I don't know that direct answer to you. But as far as the residential, it is, and you're going to have some. Like I said, we got some CEO folks that are going through the training tomorrow, and I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of information about it. Probably right through some of your leaders, and maybe even potentially on our next call, Marty. We might have a nice detail with that.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Hey, Matt, this is Tom Maher. If I could just, no question, but if I could just make a comment. For anybody listening on the call, I hope it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. I want to personally thank Matt for his work, Fred Krug. Those two men did primarily the negotiating with our supplier, Direct Energy. And, you know, there are a lot of suppliers that they'll either pay a upfront one-time head fee or they pay residuals. I've been in this business quite a while. I don't know anybody paying both. And it was a good job by the two men I just mentioned, Mr. Krug, Mr. Hirschenberger, to be able to go in, convince them that we're going to bring them the type of numbers they've never seen before. And, of course, CEO has a good reputation. You know, you've got a nice-sized team. We don't have any troubles with any of the public utility commissions around the country, so we've got a good reputation. That worked to our advantage. But it took Big Matt and Big Freddie Krueger to lay the hammer on them that we're going to bring them some huge numbers. And as a result, we've got, I think, a very unique opportunity to make some serious income. There's doubler opportunity. I don't see how anybody would not want to be recruiting and building some team, especially when it's so easy to do. As Will said so eloquently, people need extra income, sidecar income, and when you can come into this, no fees, it's a great opportunity. So thank you, Matt. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Nate, Fred, everybody. Good luck.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
For those of you that didn't know this, Tom Maher is the president of our company, guys, so he didn't introduce him that way. So thank you, Tom, for being on the call and for your input. So,
yep.
Is there any other questions that you guys might have for Matt?
Hey, Matt. Nathan Matlich here.
Hey, Nathan, how you doing, man?
Oh, pretty good. I know that in the past you've had a lot of success building some large organizations and some killer sales forces in the telecom industry back when that was deregulated. You know, what kind of similarities and what kind of differences do you see between the success you had back with the telecom industry when it was first deregulated versus what we got here? And, do you have any recommendations as far as how you can break it down into just some super, super simple steps as far as how you would go about, attacking specific states or specific markets or what you would do knowing that, Direct Energy has great, electricity or gas prices in a bunch of states, that way. Do you have any thoughts there?
Yeah, Nate. Here's kind of how I feel a little bit. I feel like when, a lot of people, when they were going to consider building an organization with CEO, I feel like they've always sort of considered that you need to be a salesperson. I'm going to try to get this particular person or that particular person. This person will be good at sales, so I want to sign them up into CEO. I feel like that's where a lot of us have thought about. We're going to go sign up, and they're going to go call on these large businesses and get income. I can tell you that from building a business, I could never ever tell the studs from the duds, and I mean that. I thought I could at some point. Oh yeah, I know this person or this person or this person. Well, the good thing about the business I was building, we based it off of everybody could actually do this business, because we're talking about going out and getting some, the average customer count for someone in XL Communications back then, Nathan, was 7. That's how many customers the average person went out and got. With us, of course, it's a lot higher, and with the ability, there's only one telecom bill. Well, in power and energy, you got a gas and electric bill. So there's a double right at someone's house. But now, with this announcement and this partnership we have, Direct Energy, my thing is, and I would say this to everybody on the call, everybody that needs to hear about this. That's the simple answer. If you want to know how do I build a team, you need to sit down and show them this. You need to sit down and show everybody. I mean everybody, because what happens is you're going to sort through them. And for me, it just came down to this. A person was either going to be one of the people that I was going to help make some money, or they were going to be one of the people that I was going to help save some money. And I was just going to sort them out, either one or the other. And, I mean, I don't care if you're a college student. I know I have a senior in high school right now, and he was a little concerned. He's got a job at Subway. He makes Subway sandwiches. He's concerned that, man, he goes, I got some expenses coming up, Dad. You know what I mean? And, of course, he's still in high school. But can you imagine as a college student, if you could just make an extra $50? I mean, if you really think about that, I know for me, $50 in college was like having $500. I mean, I was huge. So you're talking about people that, on a very part-time basis, someone who could earn $50 a month would be a great, great thing. So I'm telling you, whether it's retiree to a college student, you need to really consider to sit down. And I think Will had a nice closing comment that he says when people are wanting to get involved in something, I've got news for you guys. People don't want a second job. People don't want to just go do something. I want to get in they don't want to get in the energy industry. They're not looking for that. Okay? If they see your passion and your excitement for what you're doing, they want to get involved with you, Nathan. That's what they want to do. And along the way, if they're like, man, I want to be a part of something big. And one of the most powerful things that you guys can do is go get a paycheck, go into your new agent's house immediately. How do you do it? Well, I mean, I know you spent a lot of time in the Illinois area. I can't imagine going and signing up for, I sign up an agent. I go, get mom, dad, brother, sister, themselves, aunt, uncle, get four clients. And, I'm just, throwing numbers out here, but if they get gas, electric, and then they get the Nest thermostat, that's 10, 20, 25, 4 clients. They have a $100 check coming to their mailbox. They didn't have any entry fee in the CEO. So literally, they had a $100 check coming to their mailbox for a side business, $100 in pure profit. And those of you guys who have been in business before know that that's not the case when it comes to going out and building a business. So my big advice, Nathan, is anyone and everyone, and I got to tell you, it goes from your people's people that you don't think of. All of a sudden, that CEO or the CFO, of a New York Stock Exchange company. It was a bank. Some of you guys have heard of Old Kent Bank in Michigan. It used to exist. I think there's lots of mergers and banks. It's been over 20 years. But that CFO from that Old Kent Bank, you know who that came through? That came through a buddy I went to high school with. That's where it started. And it went from a buddy I went to high school with all the way down to where that happens. So I wish I could tell you, I used to say, I wish people had signs on their head that says, I'm the one. You know what I mean? Like I could just see it. I'm the one. All right, I'm going to go talk to that guy. It just doesn't work out that way. So I'd go talk to anyone and everyone and go get a paycheck in their pocket. And, along the way, and I say we do 2 things. We help people make extra money. We help people save money. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. And Nathan, the last thing I'll say with that, I will tell you this. The people that go out and do it will run into more large commercial accounts than they can shake a stick at. And I'm talking telecom too. And it's only because of relationship. That's how we sell. And how do you expand it? Your capital is not money. Your capital is people and relationships. The power of that. That's how your opportunities will come to you. And I'm excited for you guys as far as the people that are going to really take this and go out and build.
Matt, I just want to add real quick or ask you real quick. Is there any faster way to get paid with CEO outside of the Direct Energy residential portal?
No. I mean, what you're talking about upfront income? No.
Yeah.
We've never had a way where you could literally go out and gather accounts. Next month you get a paycheck for those accounts. I mean, because we're talking, if we just go plain residual, which is awesome. Todd Maher brought this up. We're on that commercial electric. That commercial electric, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting that upfront spiff, the same as you did, but then 4 to 6 months later, you're getting a residual check that's going to continue on. So that's pretty awesome. If I was you guys, I'd want to run into as much of that stuff as I could. And the only way I know how to run into that stuff is exactly what I just said. That's the only way. And it's just through, you have to build your presence. You know, if you got a team of 25 times more likely you're going to get a telecom account. You got a team of 50 times more likely that you're going to get a nice commercial account. And, you know, with our unlimited compensation plan, I would look at my business right now and I'd say, what do I need to do to get myself to senior? What do I need to do to get myself to regional? And what do I need to do to get myself to national? Whatever level that you're at, if you're at the consultant level, get to senior. In these promotions, you guys, once you see it, this is not mission impossible. I'm not sitting here and saying, okay, you know, Nathan, you just got to hold on, get in this business, and next year, maybe by the end of next year, you can become a senior consultant. You know what I mean? No, I'm telling you, get in this business. You set the pace of your team. You get out there, you become a senior consultant. I mean, there's some stories. There's going to be some stories about how fast people do this stuff. And we're not talking years. We're talking weeks for people to go out and promote themselves to some of these levels. Of course, national director, I mean, you would expect that one, you know, is going to take some time, the highest promotion level we have with the company. But your first promotion level, which introduces you to that unlimited concept, I mean, that's something, man, I go out and get after that one.
You know, you talk about senior, Matt. We've had people in my organization that got promoted to senior in 18 days. Another guy got promoted in 30. And, I mean, this is just my interpretation of what you said in the call, or what somebody should be doing in CEO, is find out where those residential direct energy portals are and recruit an army to go out and get sales. That's pretty much what I got out of this call.
Yeah. Find out. Put it this way: you're on this call. I'd have a new agent signed up today.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You learn about this program. You go out there, brand new agent on your team today. Sit down and show people this. And you guys, if you go with the idea of showing people versus I'm going to get them in or I'm going to sell them, it's so much easier. I mean, because that way you're you know, because, you know, when you're looking at talking to people, no matter how we like it, you know, people, we're afraid of rejection. It's kind of like asking someone to go out on a date. You know, that's scary. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't want to go out on a date with us. Well, it's okay if they don't want to do what you're doing. I mean, there's options for them. They can become your customer. But most of all, they can be aware of what you're doing. And I tell you, sometimes no doesn't mean no. No means not right now. I can tell you that a person, when I was, you know, first got involved with Excel Communications, the people I worked for, they had a hard time believing that something I could have was going to be something good. So they told me no. And I just kept going. And I was working at a place that was a small retail place that was going through college. And you know what? They wound up joining 8 months later when I became a regional director. So, you know, you might have people that tell you no when you're a consultant, no when you're a senior consultant.
You bet.
But maybe yes when you're a regional. Or maybe yes when you're a national. You know what I mean? You don't, you know, you just have to make them aware. I made them aware when I first got started. But they came up to me later and said, Matt, can you sit down and show us what you're doing? Now, it may have helped that I pulled up into work in my small retail in a Cadillac. That might have, I remember at that time, that was my first big thing that happened. I was like, wow, you know, my dad worked at General Motors, and I was like, holy cow, you know what, that's a nice car. You know what I mean? And so, but literally, you know, you know, so get in the idea, get your mindset in just showing people. That's your idea. Show people what you have, the opportunity. If you show it to them, I mean, it literally can, and I think you did a call, Will, on, and my way of showing it, guys, literally, it's 10 minutes. And Will kind of talked about the napkin presentation. I mean, I literally sit down. If I was sitting down with somebody, I mean, it's like a 10-minute deal. You know what I mean? Like where they get the concept of it. And sometimes sometimes people were really, really smart, and I used to joke with them because I'd say, you know, you're a smart guy, but I still think I can help you. And I was 100% serious about that. Because some of the hardest people to work with sometimes were some of the smartest, because they would overthink things. You know what I mean? You know, too much. And I'd ask them a lot of times, look, at the company, we do have a full-out presentation. You can go and find it in the back office. It's like 30 minutes long. Or do you want the straight facts? What do you think people say to me? Well, just give me the straight facts, and I can literally draw that out in a napkin in 10 minutes. And you know what it makes them feel like? It makes them feel like, well, I could do this. I could do this because people aren't looking for a second job. They're not looking to get into an industry. You know, I'm in the energy industry. You know what I mean? Do they want a chance to make a difference for their family financially? Yes. Maybe they want something as simple as, hey, I want to belong to a workout facility with my dad. My dad didn't join right away either. He was one of those guys that joined 8 months later, and the reason he did is because he wanted a fishing boat. There's a brand of fishing boat, some of you guys who fish, called Lund, L-U-N-D, nice little fishing boat. He's like, you know what? You think I can make enough money on the side where I can pay for this fishing boat? And I said, yeah, you could do it. And that was his reason for doing it. He didn't want any more. Matter of fact, people that were below his organization made far more money, but he made enough for his one fishing boat. And, so it's kind of, it's one of those things. You guys get into a habit right now. I'd start today. Challenge yourself. Go show somebody what we have. And if you don't understand this new comp, because I understand I'm talking about it over the phone versus sitting down in front of you, showing you this, get with your leader who's on the call, because they do. They understand this. And, of course, be looking for this email that we're going to come out. It's going to give you a nice little understanding of it. And don't worry if you don't do the perfect presentation when you sit down with your friends. The first time I did a presentation, this was with a guy I knew, and the reason I did this is because I used to have a meeting, and because I didn't think I could do the presentation, and I had 3 people, that said they were going to come, and they're all good people, but they couldn't come. And so I'm thinking, well, this is silly. I'm not going to sit there and wait every week to build my business. I went over to my friend's house, and I'm showing him the presentation. And I said, well, this is how it goes. I think it goes like this. He goes, well, no, he's telling me, I think it goes like this. Well, maybe it does. It goes like this. You know what happened at the end of the presentation? He says, man, I'd like to do this with you. He said, I'd like to do this with you. I did the worst presentation you've ever seen in your life, but it doesn't matter. I showed it to him. He's seen I was excited about it. I mean, the same saying. I said, every time the phone rings and someone dials 1 and the number, I get paid. That's kind of how I thought about it. You mean every time somebody presses 1 in the area code, I get paid? Yes. Well, that's a pretty good deal. That's what I thought. Every time someone turns on the lights, you get paid. Every time somebody turns on the heat or cooks, you get paid. And if you sit down and have that conversation with people, my guess is if you're excited about it, you might find a few people that would be excited about it too.
Well, Matt, you just emphasized that point again, that you have to become the success that you want to attract, and you just do it by failing forward. I know I'm personally a definite example of failure way to the top, and I found out, struggling just like you did, all the different ways not to do it, and found out a lot of different ways that did work. And I know that you've done that. Nate's worked through that. And, guys, it's not a matter of – I will say this. Do not wait for this compensation chart to do some activity today. That compensation chart is not going to sell you anything, not going to get you one person to join CEO. That bottom line comes down to somebody wants to make extra money, and how are you going to get it to them? And it's not that chart. Matt helped his dad get a fishing boat. I have people that want to make an extra, some money to fund their retirement accounts or whatever it might be. I mean, guys, we have the chance to make millions of dollars with CEO. And CEO can't guarantee your success, just like I can't guarantee that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning. But you have the chance to go out, make a friend, find a need. Go get yourself some customers and customer getters. And for those of you that need advanced training on that, I'm just going to tell you again, the advanced training is go get some customers and some customer getters. If you repeat that over and over and over and do not stop, you are going to make big money with this deal, guys. And it's going to start small, and then all of a sudden you're going to get some comma checks. And comma checks are nice. And so you just got to keep doing it that way. And Matt is exactly right. Now with all of these promotions we have with Direct Energy and residential portals, you can get anywhere from the college student to the 65-year-old guy. All they got to do is talk to people and bring people on. So with that being said, I know that we've had an extremely long phone call, but it was totally worth it to announce the huge changes and promotions that we have going on right now in CEO. So is there any closing comments you want to make, Matt?
No, I just wanted to say I appreciate you having me on the call today, and I appreciate everybody who's on this call listening, and I hope we're able to help some people as far as a little bit of direction, but also I'm just excited to be able to offer out this opportunity here to go ahead. I really believe that some of these things, and keep in mind, guys, we have a chance to make this promotion permanent, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I would next week or the following week, I'll have some challenges to kind of throw at the leaders that are on the call. So not going to do it just yet because I want to wait on one last thing. Maybe Nate will have it by next Tuesday. So anyway, guys, my challenge today for you guys, your call to action today is talk to somebody about CEO. Real simple. Anytime somebody turns their lights and heat, we get paid. If you were to get involved with us, we have what's called a 5 for 50 program. You're going to earn points. You're going to get experience. You're going to see other people that like this. 5 for 50 means 5 houses. Now we have the ability to get commercial accounts. You can make up to 40. We have an agent that made up to 40 grand, blah, 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 blah. Did you know that you could get involved in this for absolutely free? So the question you need to ask yourself is, do you want to make money or save money? And that bottom line, guys, I just did that in 20 seconds. I expanded out to maybe 5 minutes, and that's my presentation. I do it half the time that Matt said he did it in. So, and they either say yes or no. And guess what? If they say, no, I'm not interested, 99% of the time they become a customer, just like he said. So with that being said, we'll see you guys at the top because the bottom's too full.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Good job. Signing off.
Have a good one, guys. Bye now.